Haynes, good morning.
Good morning, Rickey Smiley. Nobody greater, that's right.
Yes, sir. I know you got a good word this morning.
Hey, thank you so much for this. There's always discussion in basketball circles about who's the greatest. Is it LeBron, Kobe, MJ? There's always discussions in boxing about who's the greatest. Is it Muhammad Ali? Is it Joe Louis? We talk about who is the greatest. The greatest, of course, is the one who comes through. The greatest is the one who is champ, who wins, who comes out on top. And the more I think about that, there is nobody greater than God. Why? Because God, as the greatest, lets us know that God, I love this, comes through. When you are going through hell and hardship, going through trials and troubles, going through bad days and difficult days of disappointment, I promise you, it's when we are going through that God comes through. God comes through by giving us peace that passeth all understanding. God comes through and gives us strength that we didn't even know that we had. God comes through and sends the right people at the right time, and they do the right thing when life has gone so wrong. God comes through because God is the greatest, and all of us know when you're watching your favorite sporting event and your favorite player, you know they're great because they come through in the clutch. Check this. Can't nobody come through in the clutch of your circumstances like God Almighty. God is the greatest because when I'm going through, I promise you that's when God comes through. And God comes through after all because God is sovereign. God is the champ. God is the one who is in control. God is the one who has the last word. Hear me well. What you're going through doesn't have the last word. What someone did to you, it doesn't have the last word. The racist in this world don't have the last word. Even the Attorney General of Kentucky, Cameron, covering for white supremacy, you ain't got the last word. God is going to have the last word. One more. Donald Trump ain't got the last word. We've got the Trump card because God has the last word. And since God has the last word, I celebrate, I praise, I adore God by saying I searched all over, but I still couldn't find nobody. There's nobody greater than God because when I'm going through, God comes through. Nobody greater than God because God is sovereign. God is the greatest. God is the champ.
There it is, Pastor Haynes. Appreciate that, man. Listen, the time right now is 6 minutes after the hour. Y'all, ladies and gentlemen, Senior Pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church, Dallas, Texas, Pastor Freddie Haynes. Pastor Haynes, let everybody know how you can be reached.
Hey, thank you, Rickey Smiley. You can follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at FH Unscripted. I'm on Facebook, Frederick D. Haynes. And, of course, my Instagram, my YouTube is Frederick Haynes.
There it is. Love you, Pastor Haynes.
Love you, Ricky. Have a great day.
You too. This segment is being brought to you by Protect My Car. That's right, man. You can stop paying for car repairs and get protected before you rent. Repair for the rent repair bill hits, man. Dial star car on your mobile phone now. That's star car. All right, y'all. Front page coming up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
News headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. This segment is being brought to you by Ford, doing what's needed for over a century. Built for America. Built Ford proud. 11 minutes after the hour, we got your front page. Eva, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everyone. I'm your girl, Eva Marcilla, here with a quick look at your front page news. So the worldwide death toll from the coronavirus has passed 1 million on yesterday. The U.S. accounts for about 20% of that total, followed by Brazil, India, and then Mexico. Also, I know everyone's excited. The first presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden will take place tonight in Cleveland, Ohio at 9 p.m. Eastern and will air on all major networks. Also, a special election is being held today for voters in Georgia's 5th district to choose a candidate that will briefly fill the seat left open after the death of the fabulous Representative John Lewis. And last, Kentucky Attorney Attorney General Daniel Cameron agreed last night to actually release the recordings of the grand jury proceedings in the police shooting of Breonna Taylor. One of the grand jurors, who is very uneasy about Cameron's representation of the case, has also been granted a request to speak openly about it. All right, that was a quick look at your front page news. For more, log on to the Rickey Smiley Morningshow.com. Right, teasy, oh sheezy. What's going down in sports?
Man, last night, Monday Night Football, everybody was expecting a big shootout between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. Kansas City wins the game 34-20. Ravens stumbled out the blocks. Let me tell you something, man. Nothing against Lamar Jackson. That's my boy. He cold-blooded, one of the best to ever do it. But that doggone Patrick Mahomes is like a video game cheat code. Dude plays on a whole nother level, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And he make it look so easy. It's like, yo. But that's why he got that big contract, and that's why he won that Super Bowl last year. So we're going to see if they can repeat. NBA legend, player, and coach steps down as the Los Angeles Clippers head coach. I'm talking about Doc Rivers. After 7 seasons, the Clippers were one of the teams that was favored to win the championship. They picked up Kawhi Leonard. They picked up Paul George, and they blew a 3-1 series lead versus Denver. So Doc is out. It was a mutual decision, but I think they was going to fire him anyways. But out of respect, they said, hey, man, just go ahead and step down, and we'll keep it moving. Last but not least, shout out to Dallas Maverick owner Mark Cuban. Picked up former NBA great Delonte West at a Dallas gas station, attempting to help him get his life back on track. Delonte is currently homeless. He has been for a while, panhandling on street corners. His family been trying to get him into drug rehab forever. He has a bipolar disorder situation, man. So Cuban went out and picked him up and said, man, let's get this thing right. So big up to Mark for doing it.
Man, God bless him, man. God bless him for that. 'Cause that was really bothering me.
Yeah, that's a sad story. Sad story. So good for Mark for that, right? We hope it didn't get turned back around. Gary with the T, what you got there, pimpin'?
All right, y'all. Everybody's talking about it. Rick, I'm going to need you to make a phone call as soon as I finish with this story, y'all. The world is talking, honey, and the recording industry will not be the same. It's being reported, y'all, that Toni Braxton says that the best matchup for her in a versus battle would be Mary J. Blige or Mariah Carey. Now, they're saying upon hearing the news, y'all, they're saying fans thought it was laughable and began to drag Miss Braxton all over the country. They say both of these girls would eat you up, girl. One of them said, no, Pooh, honey, Kelly Price or Faith Evans, honey. And another suggestion, honey, besides Miss Blige or Miss Carey, somebody said, sweetie, breathe again. They told Miss Braxton, child. And then, honey, they say fans believe, y'all, that no one can see either Mary or Mariah, y'all, in a battle. They say as they feel that their catalog, baby, is unbeatable. Now, they're saying, y'all, that Mary J. Blige would eat everybody up, and one of them even chimed in and said, Mariah, honey, will mop, honey, Miss Braxton with a All I Want for Christmas song and a laughing emoji.
Now, Toni Braxton got a huge catalog. Now, she might have more hits than the one that the fans suggested, but I don't know if as many as Mariah Carey and Mary J. Blige, but she got a full catalog. So the question is, who would be a good versus with her? Because you just can't
versus, but not against Mariah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but like she got a lot of hits. Maybe a few more than Kelly Price, maybe a few more than the other
Faith Evans.
Than Faith Evans, but she got a lot of hits, and she's sold out everywhere she go, and she got fans all across the world. Now, when Toni Braxton performs, it's always sold out, but the question is just who.
Well, we might need to get on the phone.
Anita Baker.
And defend that. Anita Baker, child.
Yeah, we got to think about that. I got to sit down and put down a chart.
The color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. I'm going to get this to Miss Braxton. The color today is sangria. On the high end, you say sangria, and on the low end, just say beautiful light purple. That's your color for today. Brad, what's up next in the hot spot?
Coming up next in the hot spot, ooh, Lord, we need some twerking intervention. Twerking has gone bad, and I'm going to tell you who and why coming up in the hot spot. Next is the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot,
And that's hot.
You can catch me at the hot spot.
It's the BR18.
Bottom of the hour. Brad got your hot spot right here. Good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brad Tat, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into this thing. I don't even know if it's going to be surprising to y'all, but somebody got arrested from Love and Hip Hop for twerking. Can y'all guess who it is?
For Love and Hip Hop.
Arrested
Which
for
one?
twerking.
Which Love and Hip Hop? New York?
Atlanta.
Oh no, watch it.
This would be like the 5011th mugshot.
Tommy from 200, please.
Tommy from Love and Hip Hop has been arrested again, according to social media reports. She was twerking on some man's car in Miami, and he did not like that. So the car was pulled over, a crowd gathered, and Tommy, who appeared to be inebriated, began dancing on this man's car on the roof. Oh, Lord, the owner came out. You know, in Miami, if they was, child, it's a very luxurious car, by the way. She wouldn't get down, and he was saying that she was damaging his ride. Well, you know, there's a video of the immediate takeout had, and she refused to get off, and she continued to twerk freely on this man's luxury automobile. This appears to have been a big mistake because according to a lot of social media reports, the car owner called the police and pressed charges against Tommy. So the same reports claim that a warrant was issued for Tommy's arrest. We don't know yet if she's been arrested really or taken into custody or if there's a warrant, but yes, they called the police, so they probably looking for
Tommy.
Tommy.
That's overkill, Brad.
Yeah, but you can't be up on nobody.
You can't be up on nobody. Girl.
But I have to call the police, because if you don't call the police and you confront her, you get into a fight. So what the man's supposed to do?
Yeah, but in this world, you call the police and you don't know what's going to happen.
In this world, with that being said, you as a black woman don't need to be on nobody car twerking.
That's right.
Facts.
That's right.
Absolutely right.
I agree.
You're right.
Tommy, if you listen, don't listen to Eva.
No, you're right, but I just think it's still overkill to call the police just because of today's climate.
But how else was they gonna get her down? At least that would maybe scare her to be like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna get down. He for real. You gonna keep twerking? Like, what else was this man supposed to do?
I'm watching the video.
You watching the video, Kay?
Now, Eva, when she twerking right, it depends on how she was twerking now. Depends on how that thing look.
She's twerking right now. She's twerking right.
If she's twerking right, he shouldn't have called the police.
No,
you should have called me.
Coming up next, y'all, we got Special K with the news you can't use. Hit us up for them wake-up calls at 1-866-9-RICKY. That's 1-866-9-RICKEY. The time now is 27 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
You liar! I believe him, yo. I don't know why, but I do.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, the time right now is about 12 before the top of the hour. Y'all give it up and show your love for the one and only Special K. What up, man?
Hey, man, good morning. Look, black people, we've been through a lot these last few months, and one of the things we got to do, not only do we have to vote, we got to learn how to say our words correctly.
Right.
There's been a lot of black folks, we've been saying words wrong for so long that we think is right. I got to think about it.
I say my words right, boo.
Gary was the inspiration when he couldn't say egregious last week. Gary, you inspired me. Gary could not get that word egregious right. And people was on Twitter thanking me for that. Black people, there's a lot of words that we say wrong that we got to learn how to say right. The word is sleep versus asleep. The word is asleep. It's not sleep. When you say I'm asleep, that's the word. It's not sleep. Irregardless versus regardless. Irregardless is not a word. Black people good for saying irregardless.
I love that word.
Irregardless of, wait a minute, really?
Yes, irregardless is not a word.
Regardless of what you say.
Irregardless to all that.
Yeah, when they really think they're getting you told, they say irregardless.
Because it's regardless, it means irregardless.
Right. And here's another bad one. Here's a bad one. It's not mischievous. It's mischievous. It's not mischievous. The word is
real mischievous this year, not doing what he's supposed to do.
Oh, you gonna miss me on that one, Kay.
Espresso. You ever go to Starbucks and get espresso? Mm-hmm. There's no X in it. It's not espresso. It's espresso.
Espresso. Okay.
The word is choosy, not choicey.
Hold on, let me go to the. Hold on, I'll be right back. I got to go to the pencil shop.
Beggars can't be choosy. Beggars cannot be choosy.
Can be choosers.
Look, and on Facebook, stop saying sorry for your lost. It's not L-O-S-T. It's sorry for your loss.
L-O-S-S.
Sorry for your loss. L-O-S-S.
I'm sick and tired. I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired.
Oh, my God. Sorry.
I'm getting tired.
And don't have it all highlighted and capitalized. Sorry for your lost. No. Specifically versus pacifically. There ain't no such word as pacifically. You gotta put that S on the front of it.
A chick texted me that, and I sent her a picture of the ocean.
And she was still confused.
Still confused. Had no.
It's okay. Vice versa. Vice versa. That's the word. It's not vice versa or not vice versa.
That's
it's vice
Pastor
versa.
Joy. Vice versa.
Conversate versus converse. There is no such word as conversate. Stop trying to sound smart. No. Stop saying.
Okay, you got me on that one.
Me too, because we was conversating all night.
No, you were conversing. You were conversing. Laptop, not laptop. It's not a laptop. It's a laptop.
Yeah,
now you just being petty.
Well, you tell old people that, because old people be talking about, go in there and get that laptop and look on there. See if that bring me some eggs.
Now, if you over 80, you got to just let it slide. You can't correct the 80-year-old.
You cannot.
No.
Prerogative. It's not prerogative. It's prerogative. You got to
But that ain't
pronounce
what
the
Bobby
R.
Brown taught us.
That's right. He says
My prerogative. Well, he had it wrong. It's prerogative. You got to pronounce that R in there.
But especially K, when it's in a hit song like that, we gonna have to let that one roll now. That's too
Exactly.
much.
Bobby Brown gets a pass.
Right.
How about aluminum foil? And this mostly people in the South. It's not aluminum foil. You got to put the A on the front.
Aluminum.
A off.
It's aluminum.
Aluminum foil. Yeah, I do it too.
I'm so guilty.
Me too.
I do it too. I apologize if I ever.
How do y'all say jewelry?
Jewelry.
Jury.
Yeah, Eva, that's not the right way. Don't say jury. You
I
got to
know
put
it
that
is.
L in there.
I mean,
Put that
Gary
L in
said
there.
cheering.
You'll be all right. If y'all got any more words, hit me on Twitter, especially
Cheering.
K913.
Gary
Out of
said
time.
cheering.
It's cheering. That's how
No,
they
it's
say
children, Gary.
It's
CHUREN. Cheering.
No.
Hey, Gary.
Children.
Gary, say restaurant.
Restaurant.
No, that's not how you normally
That ain't
say
how
it.
you
No, that's
say
how
it.
Mama said.
He
How
said
they
it's
normally
wrong.
say it.
Restaurant.
He
Restaurant.
Gary's
wrong.
the worst offender on the show, but we love him. So
And it
Okay.
depends on where you're
Well,
from,
well,
too, honey.
A what?
It depends on where you're from.
It does
Yeah.
depend on where you're from.
I know in the Midwest, like in St. Louis, they say, her, I gotta go earn my jeans.
But
like
that's
you know,
more of an accent and not so much of a mispronunciation. That's more of an accent thing.
Well,
Same
Gary
difference.
has both.
Baltimore, they say on.
Hold it. Half man, half woman.
It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
All right, 7 minutes after the hour, Gary has the tea and the clue of the day. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Tuesday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. The Houston family, that's the Whitney Houston family, y'all. These people are shocked, and there's some things going on, and we hope it get resolved. Now, they're saying that the Whitney Houston hologram, y'all, that was supposed to make its debut on The Voice years ago, y'all, has emerged from the shadows, new and improved, y'all. But the problem is they're saying that the estate, y'all, had no idea that it was happening, honey. They say nobody from the Houston family knew that this was happening, y'all. And it's a sad thing. Now, they're saying, y'all, that, you know, if you can recall, the hologram was supposed to do it with Christina Aguilera on the finale of The Voice, honey, that year. And they're saying a performance from which photos leaked online just days, y'all, prior to, but Whitney's estate pulled the plug last minute because they didn't like the holograms look, y'all. And they're saying, turned out, y'all, that the guy who worked on the hologram, Akil Davis, wasn't done with his Whitney masterpiece. And they're saying sources close to Akil tell us that he went back, y'all, and retooled the hologram's image to make sure, y'all, that it was just right, and decided to use it for the new Scott Storch show. But the family didn't know anything about it. They said they were not. I mean, how could you do that? How could they? First of all, a hologram. I mean, would y'all want to come back as a hologram? I mean, because a lot of people doing it now. But
Yeah,
hopefully,
they done started doing them at funerals and stuff now, and that's a little creepy.
yeah. Oh my God.
Sitting up there reading the obituary, his ass sitting on top of the casket, looking at everybody waving.
It's kind of weird. The first time I saw it was when I was at Coachella and they did Tupac, and it was weird.
Yeah. Well, we just gotta pray
A
y'all that.
hologram is one of the pallbearers. I'm not sure if
Moving on, child. Another celebrity news, y'all. R. Kelly, y'all, they're saying, y'all, that R. Kelly is petrified and paranoid, y'all, following that jail beat down there. They're saying R. Kelly is reportedly petrified and paranoid following his jail beatdown a few weeks back, y'all, despite his attackers, y'all, being moved to a new facility. Now, they're saying fear and terror, y'all, have left him petrified and paranoid, according to one of his lawyers, y'all. Now, they're saying she added, y'all, that this great singer, he can't sleep, Ricky, y'all, and now he's afraid to leave his jail cell during the 2 hours that he's permitted daily to venture out. They're saying his insomnia is serious, y'all, and they added he's even afraid, y'all, to get his hair cut. Isn't it sad? I mean, he can't get his hair cut and he don't want to leave his jail cell.
Prison sounds scary, though.
Huh?
Prison's supposed to be scary, right?
I was gonna say what you think it is. It ain't like YMCA summer camp.
Well, would you like to
Depend on where
speak
you
on
go.
it?
Go ahead.
Huh, Special K?
No, I'm saying it is scary. It's self-explanatory. It's gonna be scary. Bad things happen in prison when you ain't rich and white.
You did federal time though, so is that bad or
Yeah, but
state
everybody
prison?
I know did state time. You know how many felons I know? And
I thought federal time was a good place where you get to eat food and talk on the telephone and stuff.
In a sense, yeah, in a sense it is, but most prison situations are.
Which one Robert is in? Fed or state?
No, he's in the. I think he's in the state lockup, right?
Brad, which one he in?
Brett?
I think he in state.
Yeah, he in the state lockup.
He in jail. He in Cook County jail.
See, in the state, you in there with a lot of violent criminals. You know what I'm saying? In the Fed, you tend to be in there with more, white collar and people like that.
Smarter criminals.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but yeah.
Well, we just need to keep him lifted up in our prayer, y'all. And while we pray, y'all, let's continue to pray for Will and Jada Pinkett Smith. There's a story every day, but now it's being reported, y'all, that they are preparing for divorce. And I already told y'all that, honey, if they already not divorced, honey, we already know allegedly something is brewing up, child, because they said he didn't even help her. She celebrated his birthday the other day, honey. He didn't even acknowledge you, like, poo girl, whatever, honey. Tell August happy birthday. So we're going to just see how that turned out.
What do you mean he didn't acknowledge it? Because he didn't go on Instagram?
No, because she put it on, and she dedicated her whole IG page to him, and he like blew. He didn't even pay her no attention. He blogged, honey, like the girls used to say back in the day. So we just got to keep them lifted up in our prayers, y'all, because that's America's family, and we love them dearly.
And you really think they're gonna get a divorce?
Yes.
No.
I don't think they are.
Yes, they are. He's a man, honey. He's an African American man. You think he's gonna let her sit there and talk about her Dallases or whatever y'all call it when she didn't play around and still accept her? No.
That thing done blew over. They ain't gonna get no divorce.
And she made it very clear that he was not perfect himself. He's no day in Paris, as Ricky's grandma would say.
Yeah, but still though, honey, it's still he's a man, and men get to get their pass. They could have all the sex and do all the outside stuff they want, and y'all women accept them back. Oh, baby, I love you again. But not when a woman do it. So
now you said that.
We're going to see how that turn out, honey. But nevertheless, we're going to keep them lifted up in prayer. Amen. All right, the color today, y'all, is sangria. On the high end, you say sangria. And on the low end, you say beautiful light purple. That's your color for today.
All right, y'all. Y'all give it up for Gary with the team. Welcome to 866-9. Ricky, call me right now. 866-9. Ricky, with your wake-up call. Phone lines are wide open. Hit me up. Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Here we go. Wake up.
It's time to get yourself together. Cause he woke you up this morning, slid you in your house shoes, go and be better. Wake up. Encourage each other and be productive. The Rickey Smiley Morning Show, wanna know where you calling from, so come on and tell us and just wake up.
I wanna wake up Ricardo and Denise calling from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Wake up.
Good morning, this is Darren calling all the way from Minneapolis. Calling to wake up my grandson, DJ, Cameron, Trey, and Jamar. Wake up.
Hey, sir, this is your mother, Trellis. It's week 6 on the Hill at Alabama A&M. I need you to get your butt up out that bed, go online and order that ballot so you can vote. And wake up.
This is Hubert calling out of Akron, Ohio. This is Madison McKinley week down in Stark County. Let's go, Tigers. Wake up. This is Mike from Alabama. On the wake up everybody from Container Recycling. Tell them to get up and make their money. Wake up.
Cause we gon' let them know.
Let's go.
Justin, wake up. Betty Rouge, wake up. Tamara has said, wake up. Montgomery, wake up. Columbus, wake up. In Albany, wake up.
I appreciate it, Brad.
You're welcome, Ricky.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got church in 60 seconds with the one and only Pastor Fred. Good morning.
Good morning, Brother Ricky. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for the okie doke. Yeah. Don't fall for don't fall for the okie doke. Yeah. Yeah. Believers, deceivers, and stimulus check receivers. In times like these, you know, people will approach you with all types of things because people are struggling financially. Right. And, you know, they're going through, so people will fall for anything. You know, they taught me if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So I came by to encourage Mother Brat. I came to encourage the people that don't fall for the okie doke. How you gonna tell me that I can make $1 million when you trying to borrow 5 from me? Don't fall for the okie doke. When somebody trying to lead you astray, you got to use your street sense and know that this thing, if it sounds too good, it may be too good for me. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't let the okie doke get you. Don't let the okie doke sway you. Don't let the okie doke hold you. Don't fall for. Get up. Don't fall. Get up. Don't fall. Get up. Don't fall. Don't fall for the okie doke. Well, we have the real Pastor Frank. I ain't falling for the okie doke. All right.
There it is, y'all. Give it up for Pastor Frank. Black Tony, where you at, man?
Hey, Shotty, let me tell you this, Shotty, before you even find out or think I done snitched on you or something, Shotty. I'm going to let you know, Shotty, I ain't did no snitching. But you finna go to phone call today. It's the morning, as soon as the radio show over with. I got a letter right here. You hear that paper right there? Yeah. I got a letter right here from Miss, the one and only Miss Kathy Hughley, dear Hughley wife, who own the company. So look, Shotty.
No, that's Kathy Hughes.
Yo, that's what I said. Yeah. Kathy Hughley.
Yeah,
she said,
Hughley. Hughes.
She said, dear Black Tony, I just want to send you this letter to let you know, that you is my favorite employee of the whole radio company, and I'm glad to have you a part of my radio family. And Black Tony, this letter is to let you know that we apologize for all the abuse you have gone through for the hands of Rickey Smiley, your host and your boss. But he's not really your boss. I'm really your boss. So don't let him squash you out. That's what she said. This ain't what I'm saying.
Don't put that on Miss H now. Miss H didn't write that letter.
She said, don't let him squash you out and holler at you. I will be having a long phone call with him today, this morning at 10 o'clock.
Okay, but did you tell her that you don't come to work, that you done called in sick for 3 years?
Sorry, Miss Kathy Hughley said, Black Tony, you is our employee of the whole year. We love you and we love your company.
I'm not coming in. What about people like Maria Moore and all the radio personalities that come to work every day?
And she said, in spite of Rickey Smiley abusing you every day, Shouty, you could take the whole week of September the 27th off and just come in if you feel like it. And if you don't feel like it, just relax.
Gary would tell you, everybody that get up and come to work every day, we don't get employee of the month, but you call in sick every day for 3 years.
Look, Shouty, if you want to hate on your boss, then that's on you, Shouty. I'm just telling you what.
So you're not coming today? You're not coming today?
Shouty, she just told me I could be off the whole week, Shouty, if I want to. She don't call you today. And you better hope you have a job.
Whatever.
I hope you have a job after this afternoon.
I'm always going to have a job. You understand?
Kathy Hughley told me. Kathy Hughley and her husband, Hughley, they both told me. I'm the greatest.
We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. Nah, you're right. Stay out of it. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, Black Tony. Yeah, whatever.
Hold it. Half man, half woman.
It's Gary. I want to hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
All right, 6 minutes after the hour, Gary has the tea and the clue of the day. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning to you. It's Tuesday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Rihanna, baby. They said this girl called out a fan who questioned why she was wearing sunscreen. Now, they're saying that Rihanna posted a selfie promoting her new travel size Fenty Skin Star set, and she captioned the photo, "Just protecting my melanin while trying to eradicate it." And baby, somebody said, "Okay, wait a minute, honey." A fan wrote and said, "It's winter now." Rihanna responded, "Honey, it's the ignorance for me." She said, "You gonna have wrinkles, honey, if you think SPF is seasonal." She said, "But continue," unquote. Can black people wear SPF?
Yes, you wear SPF every single day. It's preventative. It's the reason why black women have such great skin.
Yes, you have to.
Yeah, well, honey, this fan say, "No, Miss Rihanna, girl, it's winter now. Why you wearing this mess?" But Miss Rihanna clapped back at her. So I guess everybody didn't know this. So maybe they sent out the memo that black people can wear, skin protection and, live life. So
it's smart to wear skin protection. The sun will tear your skin up and make it unhealthy and make you wrinkle fast and make you get age spots.
And it's cancerous. Like, you have to wear SPF. Yes. And Rihanna, what's so dope about her is because oftentimes SPF is not made for black women, which means it looks chalky on our skin. And that's why we don't like to wear it, because it makes us look ashy. But Rihanna has a new one, and it's dope. So I'm here
I thought they
for
said
it.
black don't crack.
Yeah, she said she was trying to eradicate it.
No, why they?
No, it said while they try to eradicate it.
Yes.
What did I say?
You said why protecting them and then trying to eradicate it. I'm like, ooh, that kind of sounds like she's trying to get rid of her melanin.
Oh, well,
I think it's when they try to. Okay, I'm sorry, Gary.
That's all right, baby. Jesus knows. All right, moving on. In other celebrity news, y'all, baby, Miss Eve, honey, is speaking out, honey. She is speaking out, and they are dragging Miss Eve after they saw that TV One's uncensored cutting of her the other day. Now, Eve is letting the world know. She said, first of all, after she married her white husband, she said they no longer think about race. She said, honey, she's getting dragged online after she said that she no longer think about race since marrying her white husband, Mr. Maximilian Cooper. During that interview, now if you watch the TV One's Uncensored, which I watched it, which was really good, the rapper and talk show host said, she said, quote, "I don't think about our race." She said, "I don't." She said, "When we first got together, yeah, of course." She said, "But I had never been with a white guy seriously like that." So, yeah, she said, "I definitely thought about it." She said, "But we are so honest with each other and one another that we have discussion, and it's a beautiful thing," unquote.
Yes,
and my thing is, why they dragging Eve? I mean, all the African American men that marry European women, and when they say something or whatever, nobody drag them and stuff. But as soon as an African American woman marry a millionaire European man, she get drugged.
I thought
They
it
have
was the
been
other way
together
around.
for 10 years.
What you thought the other way around, Ricky?
Yeah, I mean, when the black men the one get dragged when they marry a white woman. That's what it seems like to me.
Well, they probably get dragged because, hell, when the black woman decide to marry a rich white man, honey, she getting drugged. So she like, well, okay, now, so hey.
Usually don't nobody say nothing because we understand how dudes could be and why, I never had an issue. My whole thing is as long as they're happy, you know what I'm saying? He treated her right and treated her with respect, so.
Which I said, even break, did I hear something? Y'all let Ricky talk? Okay. But anyway.
It's one of those things. They've been together for 10 years now, Gary. So obviously when they first started dating, it was, a real thing in the elephant in the room. But after being together for 10 years, I think it's hard to really deal with that anymore because they're in love. So you don't see any of that stuff anymore.
Yeah, yellow, black, and white, they're all precious in His sight.
Come on now.
Jesus loves the little children of the world, whether yellow, black, or white. So let Eve live, Gary.
I just need white women to go buy some Lawry's and some Miss Dash and some onion powder and some minced garlic and some garlic. Seasoning.
Yep. So slap your mama.
The color today is sangria. On the high end, you say sangria, and the low end, just say beautiful light purple. That's your color for today. Congratulations to Eve. At least she ain't gonna be broke for a while, child. So congratulations to her.
So there's somebody going back into the system, Gary?
Nah, baby, Miss Eve said, "Go honey."
All the black football players, you said they marry white women, and now money gets to go back into the system.
It goes back into the system, and here they all the time. Black Lives Matter. Oh, they do? Well, and look, they all turned around. Who you with? Oh, okay. All right, Black Lives Matter.
Oh, wow. Wow. More because y'all give it up a Gary with the team. Somebody said, dude.
who that was.
Boy, Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
It's the front page news.
It's what's trending now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's a well-renowned political activist and the co-chair of the Poor People's Campaign. Please welcome the Reverend William Barber to the show this morning. Good morning, Pastor Barber.
Smiley, good to see you. Good to hear you this morning.
Hey, man, good to hear your voice, man. You really give us a lot of hope, and I absolutely love you. And, you know, a lot of stuff going on. You know, this past Friday, President Trump announced his pick for the Supreme Court nominee. And today, you and other faith leaders are marching to the Senate to bring awareness of, just the fact that Trump being allowed to appoint another justice seat.
Yeah. Well, you know, one of the things we're doing, 100 national clergy of all different faiths will actually march from the Supreme Court, taking the streets, going to the Senate building to pronounce judgment. You know, there's a place in which it's not about Republican, Democrat anymore. It's not about conservative and liberal. This is just about sin, about wrong, about injustice, about people trying to be straight up gangster. I mean, the lady, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, hadn't even been placed in her grave, and already they were licking their lips and lust for power to do something that they even said when Obama was president shouldn't be done. And we know that they want to appoint somebody, Ricky, who wants to roll back health care that will take 27 million people's health care in the middle of a pandemic, on top of the fact that we already have 114 million people either uninsured or underinsured. But listen to this, Ricky. It will also take access to health care for 100 million people who have pre-existing conditions. We know that they want somebody on the court that will continue to roll back voting rights. We know that this lady that they're talking about putting on the court recently ruled to stop paying people overtime. I mean, this is some serious stuff, Doc, that we're talking about. And Trump just straight up said, I want somebody on the court in case the election is contested. Right, and so we're going to say, remember Ruth Bader Ginsburg, remember Breonna, but then rise up and vote. Don't just fuss or get mad. This does not have to be. We have the power electorally to stop this. And let me give you some quick numbers because I know the time is short. We know right now that there were 64 million poor and low wealth people that didn't vote in the last election. There's 61% of all African Americans are poor and low wealth. We also know 64 million people that could have voted in the last election that could have voted. We know that only 29 million voted, 34 million did not vote. We know in 15 states, in all the battleground states, if poor and low wealth people, that's black, white, and brown, vote at just 1 to 19% higher, then they change who sits in the Senate and who's in the presidency. In my state alone, in North Carolina, Ricky, we know right now that over 2.9 million people who are already eligible to vote did not vote, and Trump only won by 170,000 votes last time. Right. So they don't have the power. We have the power, but we have to unleash it.
Right. Well, Reverend Barber, Trump's taxes were finally released, showing that he allegedly owes hundreds of millions of dollars, and he's only paid once in the past 10 years. Do you feel this will kind of hurt his chances of re-election?
It should. I mean, they shouldn't take that. He's already done enough to be, even before COVID. But listen, what did you all grandmama tell you all? Now, let's talk real. I'm go country. You know, I can do all that. So let's go country. If you scratch a liar, you find the thief.
A thief.
Isn't that what grandmama said?
Wow.
Grandmama didn't go to college. Grandmama didn't get a degree in political science. He's a liar. A racist is a liar. Racism is a lie. So it should be obvious to people, you scratch a liar, you find a thief. But what we find here is more than a thief. We find somebody who's a thief and a con, who every time he says something about somebody else, he's really projecting on his own self. And you think about this. He not only didn't pay taxes, the first thing he passed or got McConnell to pass. And by the way, don't ever separate Trump from McConnell. If Trump is the crook, McConnell is the getaway driver. And he has an enabler called the Senate. And the first thing they passed was a regressive tax cut that gave money to the wealthy and the greedy, and cut programs for us. They cut for instance, community health centers. What do we need now? Community health centers. They block health care in many states. What do we need now? Health care. McConnell and Trump have refused to pass living wages. What do people now? What if we had living wages prior to this pandemic? Then people would have had some money set aside in the midst of all of this. You scratch a liar, you find the thief. And literally McConnell, and all of those that are enabling him are literally stealing this. No. They are robbing from the democracy. Because a thief sneaks in. A robber comes right in your face and knocks you in the head. This is straight up robbery, and we have the power to stop it.
So, Reverend Barber, what do you think about this debate tonight? Joe Biden and President Trump will be doing their first debate this evening. What are your predictions?
Well, my hope is, number one, that Vice President Biden will simply tell the truth, will not allow Trump to take it off into his weird world of lies and craziness, that he will stand firm, that Joe Biden will talk about his platform and the difference between his and Trump, that he will talk about how he is going to address the issue of facing over 140 million poor and low wealth people before COVID, that he's going to talk about what he's going to do for health care in the midst of a pandemic and living wages and telling the truth and getting people what we need to fight coronavirus. He needs to lay out a plan for the future and be strong and shut down the lies. And no, there's only one way you deal with a liar. You got to hit them with the truth, and you've got to let folk know they're being conned. But he also has to say, this is not just about the craziness of Trump. This is about moving this country forward. And he needs to say to folk, when we get elected, we're not going back to normal. Normal is what got us Trump. We need to go forward. We need to go forward. And we need to push in that direction. Yes, sir.
Reverend Barber, with all of the stuff going on, almost 1 million black people did not go out and vote. Do you think that everything that Trump has done with everything that's going on with the pandemic, with civil unrest, with unemployment, people filing for unemployment and stuff and everything, just the whole mood of the country, and he's trying to steal the election by letting people know that anything other than the results of him winning is going to be a problem, and he has a Supreme Court and the Senate the Supreme Court to uphold, him winning the election, just like they did when it came down to Bush and Gore with the United States Supreme Court back in 2000. Do you think that this has energized people in Michigan and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania and North Carolina? What's the other swing state? Minnesota,
Florida,
and Florida. As a matter of fact, we're going down for early voting, and we plan to be there for a whole week doing all kind of radio broadcasts, just to get people to come out and vote. Do you think that people are angry and coming out to vote like those Obama voters, those people that voted for Trump, that voted for Obama, then turn around and vote for Trump? You think they're coming back? A lot of white women coming. Do you think it's just going to be a massive turnout?
I think it has to be. I think it will, Ricky. I think that 100 million folks sat home in the last election, that only 60-some% of the people who voted, even in the last election, even when President Obama ran, though, 30% of black folk didn't vote. We got to stop this. And it's not just on black folk. The problem is, and I don't want to put it on black people, we need to vote because of all the stuff that's been targeted at us, but also many of our white brothers and sisters who didn't vote, and a lot of poor and low wealth people that didn't vote. But what we're doing is a program called Voting is Power Unleashed. And we're saying to people, this is about issues, and we're saying you have the power. So let's stop crying about what he has done or what lies he's telling or what he will say he has done. And let's send him home to have all of those imaginary thoughts at his resort or somewhere. And then let's change the Senate. Let's go ahead on and send McConnell home. He needs a rest. And if you can't send him home, put him on the back seat. And listen, all of those states you just named, they're called battlegrounds because of the consultant. But this country is a battleground. Do you know Mike Epstein, who's a black man, came out last week that he's less than a point from winning the Senate in Mississippi? And all he
Come on,
needs
Mike,
in Mississippi
SB.
is 20% of the white vote, and then if the black vote turns out at for him at 98, 90, he went Mississippi. Alabama's in play. Georgia's in play. Every state is in play because, Ricky, poor and low wealth people hold the key. Black people, poor and low wealth white people. If we vote in mass, this mess goes home. If we vote in mass, this mess goes home. What we cannot do is have a lot of pouting and we don't release our power. Voting is power unleashed. We're voting for issues. We're voting for the democracy. You can do it. If you mail in, if you don't mail in, go early. If you have early voting, if you're going to stand in line, put the mask on, put the gloves on, put some sanitizer in your pocket, put a chicken sandwich in some old-timey aluminum foil. Don't put the mayonnaise on it because it might get sick or hot. Put you a bottle of water, and if you need a glass of sweet tea, get your folding chair and stand there in that line and vote.
I know that's
And if anybody don't have a chair, Pastor Barber got some from the Sunday school downstairs in the basement that they use doing for the benevolent society. They would be using chairs and stuff, but we got to have those benevolent chairs back for the repast. Pastor
Yeah,
Barber,
you got to have it back now, but you can borrow one for voting because that's a godly thing. And we don't lend our stuff out just to anybody in the church, but every pastor, every synagogue, every temple needs to have chairs. We need to have food trucks out near the place so people, if they need something to eat and water. Look, we need to do what we do. We need to do what we do and what we know how to do and we need to stop right now crying and we need to vote. We have the power. The number of just 19%, 20% of the people that stayed home, if just 20% more come out, not 30, 40, 50, everything shifts. That's why they're fighting so hard. That's why they're suppressing so hard. That's why they're lying so much. And so we just have to stop believing that. And at the end of the day, it's time to go to battle now. It's time to fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all give it up and hey, thank you so much, Reverend Barber, for coming on. I absolutely love you. Member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Y'all give it up and show your love for the one and only Reverend William Barber, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Hey, coming up next. Hey, yes, sir, anytime. Thank you for coming on. And another member of Alpha Phi Alpha coming up next, man. The Alpha's just taking over the show this morning. Lord have mercy. Jeff Johnson up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, it is about that time. Jeff Johnson got 3 things you need to know, 13 before the top of the hour. What up, Jeff?
Doing, brother?
Man, bless this morning, man. Thank you for coming on, man. I know you got a lot of stuff.
Man, listen, you know what? I actually just have one thing I want to read, and it really is just in response to just check this out, man. We're living in the age of the black woman, but we can't even tell. It's like black women are winning in everything, from politics to business, to art to music. But despite that, these accolades, Malcolm X's words about the treatment of black women in society still rings as fact. And that is that the black woman is the most disrespected and unprotected and neglected person in America. And, this proclamation from Brother Malcolm is not just an indictment against the violence and oppression our sisters face at the hands of white America. It's an indictment of us as black men and our failure to adequately stand up, speak out, show up, and fight for black women. I'm talking about partnership, not patriarchy. As black men, many of us were raised by black women who had to do it all. They seemed to proficiently and comfortably fill the role of superwomen personas that stripped them of humanity. Countless times we've heard our mothers, big mamas, aunties, sisters, wives, girlfriends say, I got it. I can do this on my own. And a dehumanizing fallacy that we believed, internalized, and actually normalized. Worse, too many brothers have denied our responsibility to at least say, I got it, sis. Sure, they may say, no, I said I got it. Or they may communicate a lack of trust in us being able to do it. But so what? At least we will have seen our mothers and heard our wives and stood up for our sisters. support our sisters and be brave enough to let them tell us if they want to accept it or not. Along the way, many of us have stopped serving, loving, defending black women, not because they need it, but because we want to. And so black women continue to be the least protected women in existence. And while they watch us, watch them love and defend us because they want to and because we need it. I know I got a responsibility as somebody raised and supported by black women to do more. My mother, my grandmothers, my aunts, my auntie, my wife, my daughter deserve more from me. And so, Rick, listen, I just want to say this. We should position ourselves to be available to our sisters as they see fit. We can start by promising to shield our sisters. And hear what I'm saying. To stand as a shield against the forces of white supremacy, antiquated masculinity, and our culture that undervalues and dehumanizes them. A shield is not a tool used by the warrior a shield is only a tool that's used by the warrior who chooses to use it, not a mechanism of control. I want to stand with brothers who are already acting as well as those willing to shield black women. And what does that mean, Rick? It means S, I commit to see my sisters. H, hear my sisters. I commit to inform myself and my brothers about our sisters. E, to engage my brothers with support and accountability to ensure that a culture that honors our sisters is nourished and thriving in us. L, I commit to love my sisters without condition. D, I commit to defend my sisters from the world as they have attempted to do for me. And I realize that many of us do this every day, Rick. But there's a whole lot of raggedy, just F-boys masquerading as men, as the vast majority of us are trying to figure out the way we do this through our own trauma, lack of models, and simplistic and unfair image of the always strong, never human black woman. Rick, I don't proclaim to have all the answers. I'm just calling for us to have the conversations rooted in love rather than hurt. And I hope that we can do that, because if we don't do it now, Rick, we can elect anybody to office. But if we aren't standing with our sisters, it doesn't matter who's in the White House. Y'all, right. I hope that y'all hear me. I hope that you receive it in love. Check me out at menthrive.com, where you can read this whole letter to sisters that I wrote and to brothers. And that's what I got for you today, Rick. That was just on my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You was watching that video. I know you was hoping I was push that man in that water. And he was like, push him in the water, Rick. Push him in the water.
Just with your whole hand to his face, just the mug, because he was too much of a punk to punch him. You just need the mug.
Jeff, I know you should have pushed him in the water, Rick.
Mug it, Rick. You just need the mug it.
Bye, Jeff.
You can't even call that assault.
Y'all give it up for Jeff Johnson. All right, Jeff. I got songs that stay in your head all day. Coming up next, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, it's about that time.
Oh, yeah.
I can't get it out of my head.
Right there. That's the best part of that song.
Boy, that song gonna be in your head all day.
And this week, it's all about the blues.
Like this. Boy, I got one for you this morning right here, y'all. Side piece. All right, baby. Side piece. Let's go.
Hey, now, put mommy on the phone. Yeah, Barber, it's Rickey.
Oh, man. You know, we should have had side piece shout-outs like the Dirty Boys. Baby, I love that song, honey. My friend Tracy turned me on to that song. That bastard's something else, honey. Now, I was like, how could he see that? He said, honey, this is the definition of a real man. See, when I'm with my side piece, she understands. He said, all about my situation, baby, all about my obligation. And when we on vacation, we in an unknown destination. He said, you might find me in Morocco or down in Japan. You might find me in Mexico, chilling in the sand. He said, you might find me in Africa. You might see me in Italy. You might find me in Jamaica. And I got my baby right beside with me. Now, he sounds like he got some money, but he sounds country.
Country folk got money too.
All right, baby.
Brad,
Brad, do you know anything about that?
I don't know nothing about about this, but I done fell in love with this song.
Brad, you never heard that song?
I love it. The music kind of remind me of Clean Up Woman a little bit, but I never heard this.
Yeah.
I tell you what though, it's a lot of dudes that got a lot of dudes just gotta sit still and look straight ahead when that song come on.
Right.
Don't say nothing. Don't react.
Hey, I have Lil Chris sing that at karaoke every single Monday night, man. I'm gonna post a video at on our Facebook page where Chris be singing that side piece. And he said, it's the funniest thing ever, man. It is Blues Week. Blues Week on songs that will stay in your head all day. I heard one by Johnny Taylor yesterday. Johnny Taylor got a few. We might have to do an extra Blues Week. Yes, son. Shake it up, shake it down, move it in, move it around. Disco.
Hey.
We might have to play Disco Lady. Johnny Taylor had a few of them, man. All right, y'all. Songs that will stay in your head all day. All right, y'all. We got KiKi coming up next, man. 3 reasons that she hates going to people's house. Coming up next, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right, y'all. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. The time right now is 11 minutes. 11 minutes after now. Y'all welcome to the show. The one and only KiKi.
Good morning. Good morning.
KiKi, did you hear that song? You like that song, Side Piece, we just played?
I left home to be with my daddy. I've been a lot of people's side pieces.
Oh, for real, KiKi?
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, I did. KiKi, you got to do what you got to do.
Record. I ain't no home record, though, but I'll tear up an apartment.
All right, now. That's the difference.
Yes. Run up all in through there.
KiKi, hey, you want to shout out to everybody over there in the Poking Beans?
Thank you, Ricky. Yes. One Tasha, Aquanisha, Lanisha, and Toya. What's up? Everybody in the Pocket Beans. Shout out to Overtown. All my goonettes. I got goonettes over there. China, Starlight.
The one and only. The one and only KiKi, man. KiKi talking to us this morning about top 3 reasons that you hate going to people's house. Break that down.
Yes. Okay. Oh my God. Cause this get on my nerves. I can't stand people's house. That's why I stay to my only apartment in the Pocket Beans. Number 3. Cause people make you take your shoes off at the door. Like, excuse me. Okay, I walk around barefooted sometimes. My feet don't be dirty all the time, but oh my gosh, I ain't taking off my shoes. I got these old fashioned, like, they still in style to me. I got these Melissas, and I'm not taking them off.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people funny about that. I don't make people take the shoes off at my house. I'm not really particular like that, because I got that little stain or whatever.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't want
barefooted all the time.
Yeah, I don't want nobody's dead skin on my floor. I'd rather take some dirt than some of the dead skin and some of the cracked heels and stuff. You don't want to look at that.
Cracked heels. Wow. Wow.
What's the second one, KiKi?
Anyway, number 2. Hey, people try to fix you a drink out of their little so-called bougie cups, and I don't like that. Give me a plastic cup, please, because some of y'all cups be smelling funny. I don't like that. I don't like that. Paper cup me, please.
Cup had that breath on it.
Cup me, please.
Yeah, some of those cups be smelling like the roof of somebody's mouth. It smells like somebody. Hey, Brad.
Cup me, please.
Brett, you ever drink out of a cup and smell like somebody on the other end drinking with you?
Hell no. Wow.
Ew, that's nasty.
Wow.
In my stomach.
Wow. Ricky, really?
That be those plastic cups you buy out of they sell at Target and Walmart. The plastic cups, they hold breath. They hold breath. Smell like somebody on the other end drinking with you, like you're looking straight down their throat. Like, that's what I smell.
Wow. Wow. Number 1.
You just over it, KiKi.
Huh?
I'm deodorant special, okay? Number one, the number one reason I hate going to people's house is because they act like you can't dry your hands up with they little so-called decoration towels in the bathroom. I'm not going this down. I'm not going it down.
Really? Yeah, you know the little
ugly towels.
Right. Look like they belong in a casket. Yeah,
they got that casket lining.
The whole bathroom look like a Tyler Perry production.
Wow, Ricky. Wow. A whole funeral in the bathroom to the bereaved family. To know your towels was to love your towels.
If y'all go pull up any funeral home videos and you look at the curtains that behind the casket and go look at some of y'all shower curtains, it ain't no damn different.
Don't do that, Ricky.
I was over this lady house and I took a shower and I could not stop crying.
You were mourning.
Wow. When I take a selfie in some of these people's bathroom, they be like, oh my God, who that? Wow.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show, baby.
News headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Got your front page right here. Eva, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. I'm your girl, Eva Marcille, here with a quick look at your front page news. So the worldwide death toll from the coronavirus passed 1 million on yesterday. The U.S. accounts for about 20% of that total, followed by Brazil, then India, and Mexico. Meanwhile, House Democrats introduced another coronavirus stimulus package yesterday. It would include another round of $1,200 stimulus checks, major funding for the Postal Service, coronavirus testing, and small business aid, and they will be bringing back the $600 per week for jobless benefits. Also, the first presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden will take place tonight in Cleveland, Ohio at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and will be airing on all major networks. Topics tonight will include the candidates' records, the Supreme Court, COVID-19, the economy, race and violence, and the integrity of the election. Meanwhile, a special election is being held today for voters in Georgia's 5th district to choose a candidate to briefly fill the seat left open after the death of Representative John Lewis. And last, Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron agreed last night to release recordings of the grand jury proceedings in the police shooting that killed Breonna Taylor. One of the grand jurors, who was very uneasy about Cameron's presentation of the case, has also been granted a request to speak openly about it. All right, that was a quick look at your front page news. For more, log on to the RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock teasy, oh sheezy, what's going on in sports?
My kneesy. Monday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Baltimore Ravens, who stumbled out the blocks last night. Listen, man, no disrespect. Got mad love for the homie Lamar Jackson, but that doggone Patrick Mahomes, like I said earlier, he like a video game cheat code. He makes everything look so easy at a high level. Everybody's just like, yo, are we even playing on the same level as this guy? No, you're not. That's why he's a MVP and Super Bowl winner right there. NBA legend, player, and coach steps down as the LA Clippers head coach. I'm talking about Doc Rivers. After 7 years, he steps down. Clippers was one of the teams that was picked to win the NBA championship. They went out and got Kawhi. They went out and got Paul George, but they blew a 3-1 series lead against Denver. So they say, you know what? Go ahead and step down in respect to who you are and your character. And we're going to go ahead and keep it moving. Last but not least, shout out to the Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban, who picked up former NBA great Delonte West at a Dallas gas station, attempting to help him get his life back on track. If you guys ain't been following on social media, Delonte is currently homeless, has been for a while, panhandling on the streets, begging for food and money. His family's been trying to get him into drug rehab forever. So Dallas Maverick owner Mark Cuban picked him up and said, man, let's get this thing together. So big up for him for doing that. That's what I got in sports, man. Going straight to the hot spot. With the hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 29 minutes after the hour. Y'all, this segment's being brought to you by My Computer Career. That's right. If you don't absolutely love what you do, make sure you go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today and become an information technology professional in as little as 4 months. That's right. That's mycomputercareer.edu. What up, Brett?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brett Tat Tat, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into this thing. Y'all, I think this mother-daughter relationship is so sweet. This week, Jada Pinkett Smith's daughter, Willow Smith, praised her for her courage. She said, I want to put it on the table. I'm so proud of you. To be able to see you and Dad do that for me, it was like, okay, that's the real deal. That's real love. Willow told Jada, like, when you can be like, I'm with you, I'm going to stand by you, and I'm going to hold your hand because I love you. That's what we do. That's really important. Oh, that was so sweet. All right, y'all, moving on. There will be no reality show for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle on Netflix, as Gary say. She's the Duchess of Sussex, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. According to the reports earlier this month, they were supposed to have signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix to produce films and shows or whatever, but they're not. The Duke and Duchess are not taking part in any reality show, says their representatives. The couple have several projects in development, including an innovative nature docuseries, an animated series that celebrates inspiring women, but we are not disclosing any of the programming slate at this time. So, oh well, I'm sorry, Gary, that your cousin is not coming out with a
Yeah, they got better things to do.
Yeah. All right, let's check the. Oh, Lord have mercy. According to TMZ, a woman who is claiming to be Michael Jackson's cousin, y'all, is auctioning off what she says is his final IV drop that was used before his 2009 death. This woman, Marsha Stewart, not to be confused with Martha, is auctioning the IV setup. She is also claiming that it has a stain from MJ's blood. This woman claims that she took it from the mansion in Holmby Hills, and she is now selling it via memorabilia expert auctions in Las Vegas and wants to get the minimum of $2,500.
Ain't that thing, the police department have that for part of a crime scene?
Evidence, yes.
It is biohazard. You can't, what?
She lying.
Yeah, who in the hell wants an IV bag of things? Y'all know this way killed Michael Jackson sitting up in your living room.
Right. Right, that's horrible.
And then you put you a light on it and made a light fixture out of the IV stand. With the IV, crazy, weird. And all you want $2,500 for that. That's crazy.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, now y'all make sure if something happened to me, Brett, I'm serious. I'm appointing you to lock my house. So don't let nobody come in here and get nothing, not one picture off the wall. Talking about these are the steps that Rickey Smiley fell down when he died, or whatever.
I'm gonna get your leftovers.
Yeah, you cut the steps out, and then you got 4 pieces of wood that they found me dead on. Or whatever, and then you gonna auction them off and try to get $2,500 for it. Don't y'all lock my house up. Don't give them nothing.
Let Tony out of Alabama.
Okay, last but not least, this is real interesting, y'all. Gospel icon CeCe Winans, she took to Instagram to respond to the backlash after it was revealed that she was involved in a pro-Trump coronavirus ad. In the video, she said that she was asked to do an interview with the Surgeon General Jerome Adams about the coronavirus. Surgeon General Jerome Adams was nominated by Donald Trump and took office in September of 2017. She said that it was not political at all. So, I don't know. Does that hurt her? You know?
She did what again?
She she said that she did an interview with the Surgeon General Jerome Adams about the coronavirus, but it's kind of like she was involved in a pro-Trump coronavirus ad. So it's like an ad that's kind of for Trump, even though it was about the coronavirus, and Trump endorsed it.
They took it. They took her. I think they took her footage and spliced it into an ad without maybe her permission.
Wow. That's crazy. All right, y'all. Hope y'all have a great day. To get caught up on those stories and more, you can go to RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Coming up next, we got Talk It Out Tuesday with Yunetta Spring, and we got the praise mixed down with the White Stone. The time now is 27 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
It's Talk It Out Tuesday with licensed professional counselor Yunetta Spring.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Talk It Out Tuesday with licensed professional counselor Yunetta Spring.
Ricky. Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing today?
Hey, good morning. We are blessed, man. A lot of stuff going on because, most of us felt a certain strong wave of emotions after hearing about the grand jury decision in Breonna Taylor's case last week. And, just doing a lot of mental stuff, for black people because we angry, we nervous, scared to let our kids go out. It may have triggered some kind of feelings of being undervalued, so.
Yeah, man, all of it's just kind of coming to a head. So I wanted to check in today just with my sisters, because after the Breonna Taylor news, like you said, we just felt like a wide range of emotions. But I want to speak with the sisters specifically because I think for all of us, it exposed a deep wound related to our sense of value, our sense of safety, and it exposed the reality of what others' perception, of our worth is, society's perception of our worth. So I don't want to get it twisted because our black women, we are brilliant, we are kind, we are caring, we are strong, we are powerful, and research supports for the most part that we have a strong sense of self and high self-esteem. So despite us being the center of multiple oppressions, we still find ways to rise above. But just because we as black women are capable of rising above, that doesn't mean we should always have to.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you know your value, the only thing that's powerful enough to change your mind is you. But after multiple blows, repeated exposure of injustice, it is natural and normal for us to get discouraged, There's a quote that I love, and it says, ships don't sink because of the water around them. Ships sink because of the water that gets in them. And for me personally, this Breonna Taylor situation put some water in my ship. Brad, Eva, how were y'all feeling last week?
Oh, I was upset. I was upset. And it feels like we're not protected. I feel like she's a woman, I'm a woman, we're women. So it's okay, so even if our door's locked, somebody can just come in and kick the door open and shoot me and not even get in trouble for it. And my family upset and suffering and trying to fight for me and ain't nobody giving them justice. And I'm dead for no reason? No.
And I get frustrated, Yunetta, about this whole idea of being an angry black woman. If a person walked one day in a black woman's shoes, you would understand our anger and our frustration. And so I think the verdict that day just kind of highlighted and underlined why we are so upset and so frustrated and have been defensive since birth. And so, I was definitely upset. And I think a lot of us are.
Yeah. And I think, and I'm so glad y'all shared that because how y'all feel is how a lot of us were feeling and are still feeling and working through. So I want to share some things to consider if you as a black woman felt undervalued after hearing about Breonna Taylor last week. And the first thing is it is okay for us to be hurting right now. Just because we're strong doesn't mean we don't struggle, and we have to be willing to allow ourselves space to feel how we feel. In therapy, I provide psychoeducation around the concept of duality. And what duality for me is, it's getting away from that either or thinking, right? Duality gives us permission to experience two parts of ourselves simultaneously. So it's not either I'm strong or I'm tired. It's yes, I'm strong and I'm tired. It's yes, I am successful and I'm angry, So being able to be those two things at the same time, knowing one is not greater than the other, one doesn't cancel the other out. We can be both at the same time. Another thing I want to stress is just because the system doesn't recognize our value doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So this is why it's so important for us to connect with community, connect with people who can affirm our value. Research supports that black women, our concept of self-esteem is community-based. So that means our self-esteem is cultivated by community. When we're able to thrive because we can feed off of and we can learn from our community and our culture, we can get that self-reliance and that support. That's important for our mental health. And lastly, I want us to make a conscious effort to speak love and life into little black and brown girls daily, right? We give them the tools to be able to adapt, to be able to survive. So we can create change. We are actively changing. It's just taking a long time. It's taking a really long time, but we have to really be able to uplift each other in the process.
Yeah, it's taking so long because we got so many setbacks like this.
Exactly,
then when you finally do get your self-esteem and your happiness together, you be like, well, damn, here we go again with something else. It's like stuff keep coming.
Yeah. And that's why we got to support and uplift each other. Just getting those buckets and getting that water out of our ship so that it doesn't weigh us down, But it's understandable why. So if you need help processing all this, if you feel confused about what you need right now, if you're having a hard time asking for help, you can always start with therapy. We as Black women, sometimes we're strong because we don't know how to be anything else. So therapy can help us to identify ways to be vulnerable and to get the support that we need, individually.
That is, Counselor Spring, let everybody know how you can be reached.
Yeah, you can find me on social media at Springforth Counseling. You can follow me on YouTube, Yunetta Spring. And if you want to subscribe to my mailing list, you can text the word Spring to 55444.
There it is, y'all. One more time, Counselor Yunetta Spring. Hey, thank you so much. We'll see you next time on Talk It Out Tuesday. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.